Welcome to Travel Curiosities. Today, I want to take you on a journey of discovery to a place brimming with magic and contrasts, a crossroads of cultures, millennia-old traditions, and breathtaking landscapes, Ethiopia. Are you ready to be amazed by a country that many consider the cradle of humanity, renowned for the unmistakable beauty of its people and for the world's most legendary coffee? Before we begin this exciting voyage, subscribe to the channel right now and leave a big like if you love exploring new places and learning unique curiosities from all around the globe. Ready to join us? Let's go! 1. An introduction to Ethiopia's charm. Ethiopia is often called the cradle of humanity, a country that seems to guard the secrets of our origins and evolution. Situated in the Horn of Africa, this land reveals extraordinarily varied landscapes, from the towering mountains of the northern region to the scorching deserts of the northeast, from the sparkling lakes of the Rift Valley to the lush valleys devoted to agriculture. Amid such geographical diversity, every traveler can rediscover the thrill of exploration. Here, the millennia-old culture is palpable in every stone, every song, and every tradition. Ethiopian history intertwines with biblical tales, as well as myths and fascinating legends, like that of the Queen of Sheba, and it testifies to the strength of a people who have never been fully colonized and who have defended their identity against any form of invasion. From the rock-hewn churches of Lalibela to the ancient ruins of Aksum, from religious ceremonies to a spirit of resistance against imperialism, Ethiopia is a land that fiercely preserves its past while never forgetting the vital push toward the future. Let yourself be captivated by its allure and by its timeless mysteries. 2. The origins of humanity. Lucy and the Rift Valley. One of the reasons why Ethiopia is universally known is the discovery of Lucy, a fossil of Australopithecus afarensis considered one of the oldest ancestors of humanity. Lucy was found in the Rift Valley, a vast geographic rift running through East Africa and which, precisely in Ethiopia, has yielded archaeological discoveries of utmost importance for our understanding of human origins. Lucy, so named because the scientists were listening to the Beatles' Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds at the time of her discovery, is the ultimate symbol of the profound link between Ethiopia and the evolutionary history of humankind. This finding confirmed the hypothesis that the African continent, particularly the Ethiopian regions, was central to the evolution of primates that would eventually lead to Homo sapiens. Walking through the Rift Valley is like traversing an open-air history book, where high plateaus alternate with desert depressions dotted with salt lakes and volcanoes. These unique landscapes fostered a biodiversity that influenced not only our evolution, but also the ways in which we study geology and paleoanthropology today. Lucy's legacy has cemented Ethiopia's reputation as the cradle of humanity, a heritage the country honors with pride, and that draws scientists, enthusiasts, and travelers each year in search of extraordinary experiences. 3. The legend of the Queen of Sheba and biblical roots. Another fundamental chapter in Ethiopian history is linked to the Queen of Sheba, a figure that appears both in biblical texts and in local traditions. Also known as Makeda, the ruler of Sheba is said to have traveled to Jerusalem to meet King Solomon in one of the Bible's most famous stories. According to Ethiopian lore, from the meeting between the Queen of Sheba and Solomon was born Menelik I, the founder of a dynasty that would rule Ethiopia for centuries. Some legends hold that the Ark of the Covenant, a sacred relic containing the tablets of the Ten Commandments, was brought to Ethiopia by Menelik, establishing an indelible bond between the country and Judeo-Christian traditions. These biblical influences have profoundly shaped Ethiopian culture and religious life. Ethiopia boasts one of the oldest Christian communities in the world, marked by unique rites and customs. If the blend of history and legend intrigues you, Ethiopia is an inexhaustible treasure trove of stories inviting you to explore both the unknown and the sacred. 4. Aksum and the mystery of the Ark of the Covenant. When speaking of sacredness and mystery, one cannot fail to mention the city of Aksum in northern Ethiopia. Once the nerve center of a powerful and refined empire, Aksum safeguards an immense historical and archaeological heritage. Imposing stone obelisks, ruins of ancient palaces, and archaic sanctuaries seem to whisper tales of past glories. Nevertheless, the core fascination in Aksum is the mystery of the Ark of the Covenant. Ethiopian tradition claims that the Ark, holding the 10 Commandments received by Moses, is safeguarded here in the Cathedral of St. Mary of Zion, watched over by a monk known as the Keeper of the Ark. No one but him may see the relic, which has remained hidden from prying eyes for centuries, fueling legends and speculations that amplify the allure of this place. At this point, let us know in the comments what you think. Do you really believe the Ark of the Covenant is kept in Ethiopia? Have you ever heard of this extraordinary tale? Leaving a comment is the best way to let us know your opinion and help us grow. Tell us your perspective. Is the Ethiopian Ark mystery just a legend, or could there be some reality behind it? 5. Heroic resistance and the victory of Adwa. Ethiopia is not just a land of monuments and archaeological finds. It's also synonymous with resistance and pride. In 1896, during the Battle of Adwa, Ethiopians achieved a resounding victory over Italian colonial troops, an event that reverberated worldwide. It was the first time an African state had decisively defeated a European power in open combat, demonstrating resolve and strategic acumen. This victory did not mark the end of expansionist designs on the country, but it solidified Ethiopia's reputation as a proud nation, never fully subdued. As a result, many of the ancient traditions, the Amharic language, and architectural heritage remained intact and authentic, surviving occupation and foreign influences. Given its complex history, Ethiopia is a genuine cultural island, with ancient roots that have interlaced with modern-day currents while preserving an independent, vibrant spirit. 6. Lalibela, rock-hewn churches. Another wonder not to be missed in Ethiopia is Lalibela, known for its extraordinary rock-hewn churches. These monolithic structures, dating back to the 12th, 13th centuries, were created by literally carving volcanic rock from top to bottom. The effect is astounding. From the outside, you see only rooftops at ground level. Inside, there are richly decorated naves and altars. The most famous treasure is the Church of St. George, with its Greek cross plan and religious symbols sculpted with incredible skill. Lalibela is considered the New Jerusalem by Ethiopian Orthodox Christians, and during major religious festivals, the town bustles with pilgrims from all over the country. Each church harbors stories of devotion, legends, and miracles, in a network of underground passages and sacred spaces that transport visitors into an otherworldly ambiance. Strolling among Lalibela's churches means reliving a millennial past, experiencing a sense of connection with local spirituality, and discovering an artistic heritage of great cultural value. It is a tangible testament to the constructive genius and unshakable faith of a people who have drawn their art and worship from the land itself. 7. The Danakil Desert, hell on earth. After exploring the rock-hewn churches, let's leap to one of the most extreme regions on the planet, the Danakil Desert, often called hell on earth. Located in the northeast of the country, it's the hottest place on the planet, with temperatures that can exceed 50 to 60 degrees, 120 to 140 degrees. Here, volcanic and geothermal activity never ceases. Acidic geysers, colorful salt deposits, and lava lakes, like the one at Erta Ali volcano, create surreal scenery. Despite its hostile environment, the area is inhabited by the Afar people, who have developed unique survival strategies revolving around herding, salt collection, and salt trade. These are nomadic or semi-nomadic communities able to endure conditions that for most of us would be unimaginable. Here, the culture of polygamy takes on a specific meaning linked to the need for shared resources and collaborative efforts to cope with the harsh climate. The union of multiple wives, though not the other way around, allows for more hands to work and an optimal distribution of tasks and responsibilities in a territory that shows no mercy. 8. The Afar and Hamar tribes, ancient traditions and polygamy. The Afar tribes, inhabitants of the Danakil Desert, are just one example of the extraordinary ethnic and cultural diversity found in Ethiopia. Heading south, we encounter peoples such as the Hamar, famous for their coming-of-age rituals, including the bull-jumping ceremony. This rite marks the transition to adulthood and is a test of the participants' courage. Among the Hamar as well, polygamy is an established reality, viewed as both a survival strategy and a cultural expression. In these communities, the union of several women with one man is not just about personal relationships, but also about social and economic stability, where a large number of offspring can be a precious resource for farming and livestock. At the same time, the Hamar preserve ancient traditions, such as body adornments, paintings, and tattoos, which speak to the history and wisdom of generations that have lived in harmony with a nature as fascinating as it is unforgiving. It demonstrates that in Ethiopia, each region conceals different worlds united by the desire to express their identity through enduring customs and practices. 9. Harar and its incredible coexistence with hyenas. Now let's move to the eastern part of the country to discover another city whose charm seems suspended in time. Harar. Known for its labyrinthine narrow streets and bustling markets, Harar is a major Islamic cultural hub with over 80 mosques and countless shrines. Recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, this holy city displays an architectural and artistic blend that makes it unmistakable. However, what most captures visitors' attention is the singular tradition of the so-called hyena men. After sunset, some Harar residents feed wild hyenas that roam around the city walls. These hyenas, among the most feared predators in Africa, have become accustomed to human presence and come to be fed, creating a spectacle that is equal parts fascinating and unsettling. Rooted in generations past, this ritual symbolizes the harmony and balance that can exist between humans and nature, even where fear and mistrust typically dominate. Harar, with its ancient walls and nocturnal rites, is therefore a must-see for anyone wishing to grasp the most surprising and authentic spirit of Ethiopia. 10. The cities of Gondar and the majesty of the imperial castles. In the north of the country, another gem awaits travelers hungry for history and beauty. The city of Gondar. Often referred to as the Camelot of Africa, Gondar offers visitors a fairy tale panorama of imperial castles, fortresses, and churches adorned with frescoes that testify to a period of great splendor. In the 17th century, Gondar was Ethiopia's capital and achieved a level of prosperity that led to the construction of a monumental complex known as Fasal Gebi. Here, a mix of architectural styles, with Baroque and Islamic influences, reveals a history of an empire open to contact with distant lands, yet still deeply rooted in Orthodox traditions. The interior walls of the churches and imperial palaces are lavishly decorated with biblical scenes, ornamental motifs, and portraits of rulers adorning every corner of this complex. Strolling along the ramparts of Gondar is an immersion into the era when Ethiopia boasted a splendid court, connections with faraway lands, and an artistic heritage that still captivates today. 11. Ethiopian coffee. Origins, ceremonies, and flavors. Talking about Ethiopia inevitably means talking about coffee, the most beloved and widespread beverage in the world. Legend has it that it all began right here, when local shepherds noticed their goats became especially energetic after grazing on red berries from a particular wild shrub. Intrigued, they tried making an infusion from these mysterious beans. Thus, coffee was born. Ethiopia today is one of the world's leading producers of high-quality coffee. Varieties like Yirgacheffe, Sidamo, or Harar delight millions of coffee lovers worldwide with their floral, citrus, or intensely chocolatey aromas. Beyond commerce, however, Ethiopia boasts a ritual that is almost sacred, the coffee ceremony. It's a social and spiritual practice that involves roasting the beans in the presence of guests, grinding them by hand, and brewing the infusion in special clay pots, known as jabina. The coffee is served in 3 successive rounds: a bowl, tona, and barika, each with its own symbolic meaning, and shared among attendees to foster community bonds. If you love coffee and want to discover its ancient origins and its ritual dimension, Ethiopia is your sensory paradise, a place where the world's most popular drink becomes an expression of warmth and conviviality. 12. Ethiopian feminine beauty and cultural blending. Among the many reasons Ethiopia is admired worldwide is the beauty of its people, particularly its women. Many regard Ethiopian women as some of the most captivating in Africa, thanks to the unique blend of their features: regal countenances, tall and statuesque figures, and luminous skin reflecting the meeting of various ethnic and geographical influences. Positioned at the crossroads between sub-Saharan Africa and the Arabian Peninsula, Ethiopia has, through the centuries, developed a cultural blending that is also reflected in the physical appearance of its population. It is therefore unsurprising that numerous Ethiopian women have succeeded in international beauty competitions and are sought-after models on runways across the globe. Such beauty, however, goes beyond mere aesthetics. It encompasses poise and an innate elegance shaped by centuries of cultural influences, a proud identity, and a strong sense of belonging to a land that enchants and molds its inhabitants. Ethiopia is thus also this, a mosaic of peoples, ethnicities, and rituals, where beauty stands as a living testament to a shared history. Ethiopia as an unforgettable experience. We have explored 12 chapters of stories, mysteries, and traditions that make Ethiopia a truly exceptional destination. My personal view? Ethiopia is a world unto itself, capable of enthralling anyone curious enough to look past stereotypes and discover a place where the past blends seamlessly with the present. It is a land of extreme landscapes and ancient cities, of proud and welcoming people, and of customs that lead us back to our very origins as human beings. If this video has captivated you and you want to continue following our adventures, subscribe now to Travel Curiosities. It's a small gesture that means the world to us because it helps us create even more content brimming with discoveries and wonders. Leave your like, share it with friends, and let us know in the comments which aspect of Ethiopia struck you the most. Were you surprised by the rock-hewn churches of Lalibela? Intrigued by the idea of the Ark of the Covenant kept in Axum? Or have you always dreamed of tasting coffee right where it was born? Thank you so much for joining us on this journey into the heart of East Africa. We'll see you on our next adventure, on our next Travel Curiosities, and goodbye, everyone.